Okay. What's the best way to describe No Mercy? Okay. Let's compare to SmackDown's No Mercy. They had, just like this No Mercy, huge historical implications. They could have done at No Mercy. They could have had Cena win the WWE title for the 16th time, and they could have had Dolph Ziggler relieve the WWE forever. And considering how things are going for Ziggler, it looks like they might be heading that way. So, yeah. But here's the difference between, and let's see what No Mercy of the Raw pay-per-view had. It had two changing of the guard WrestleMania matches. Roman Reigns versus Cena, and Brock Lesnar versus Strowman. Okay, the first one didn't even feel like a changing of the guard, and the second one, okay, for all intents and purposes, sucked in terms of how Vince doesn't have the balls anymore to do something drastic and give a full-time guy to beat Brock Lesnar. It has to be a part-time or a Roman Reigns. So, let's get right into it. Elias Samson first. I'm still calling him Samson because I'm going to do the middle finger to Vince because he's an idiot. Because of his, hatred of long names. Because it's too complicated for kids. As far as I know. So, yeah. Elias defeats Apollo Crews in a match that came out of nowhere. And Elias sung his best performance. And, okay, let's just skip ahead of this. The only memorable thing about this match was before the match, where Elias was singing his next rendition of hating the audiences. Like, let's see, his two memorable quotes were, "City of Angels, far as I'm concerned, I'm in hell." Yeah. And every hipster has a script. In fact, here's what I was thinking. If Elias did it, I would have called him the biggest heel in the company next to Roman Reigns if he name-dropped Donald Trump, since California is not the biggest fan of him right now. So I'm like, oh, do it, man. Do it. Say it. I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Yeah, I was like, okay, if he name-drops Donald Trump, he will be a heel. He will be the heel. He will even surpass Roman Reigns. I will guarantee it, because as much as everyone hates Roman Reigns, Donald Trump is a different story. And I'm not going to go into the political stuff going on. But, yeah. California is not a big fan of Trump. And if Elias had said it, it would most likely incite a riot. So, yeah. So, Elias is getting cheered now. And he gets the victory. Which this match was bland and whatnot. It looked like they're going to do something after Elias attacked Apollo Crews after the match. But, I wouldn't be surprised if they're not going to do anything with it. Okay, on to the show, actually. Jason Jordan fought The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. And before the show, during the kickoff, Miz was gloating about how he's a better father. He will be a better father than Kurt Angle ever was, or lack thereof, when his child is born, and how he vows to defeat Jason Jordan. And Jason Jordan put out his third best match in this, because how are you supposed to compete with Roman Reigns and John Cena if The Miz is involved? Like, compared to Miz, Roman Reigns, and John Cena, those two are going to win the who gave Jason Jordan his best match. So, yeah. And Jason Jordan goes ahead and, beats the holy hell out of The Miz before his Miz Taraj, specifically Bo Dallas, cost Jordan as Miz landed a cheap shot and gave him the victory. Yeah, I feel like it's still too early to give Jason Jordan a title run. But, yeah, this storyline is still not going anywhere with me. In fact, they should just cut this out and just try and think we're dumb enough to forget about it, because we want to forget about it. Because Jason Jordan isn't doing anything spectacular other than his two matches, which was in no way connected to Kurt Angle's storyline with him. If this builds up to Kurt Angle versus Jason Jordan, then I could somewhat buy it, but yeah. We'll have to wait till next year, so he's still got a couple of more months to deal with this. So, Jason Jordan delivered a long, delayed vertical suplex, something we haven't seen in a while. And honestly, I kept thinking a heel does that mostly. So, and the crowd is chanting, "Who's your daddy?" Because of Enzo basically referring to the Miz's child as an illegitimate one. How conveniently pleasant. Just, okay. And Enzo and Neville, oh boy, that match, I'm gonna rant. So, after the Miz has retained his title, Jordan losing here, okay, Jordan gets this interview with Renee Young, and he says the Miz sucks. And, like, I was, like, thinking, like, is he trying his best not to scream at the audience for booing him, even though he's not doing anything wrong? So, yeah, I'm like, can they just turn him heel already? I'm waiting for that. So, I don't know what's going to happen afterwards. Like, it looks like Jason Jordan and The Miz are going to continue their feud. So, we're going to see a ladder match, probably. But I want The Miz to move on to bigger and better things. It looks like tomorrow night is going to be Roman Reigns and The Miz, so I'm hoping something goes down with that. But at best, we're going to get a 2-on-3 handicap match with Jason Jordan and Roman Reigns teaming up against The Miztourage. So, yeah, and it's going to be in the main event because, of course, it is. So, I'm curious as to know what Miz is going to do on Raw soon, so we'll have to wait and see. Now let's get to a match between the first ever Universal Champion and the last time he was relevant was when he was WWE Champion, Bray Wyatt, and Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt. Okay. This was their best match together. And, yeah. And once again, Bray Wyatt loses the match. Yeah. And I must stress that Bray Wyatt attacked Finn Balor, and people should have called bullshit on that, because shouldn't, like, his ribs hindered him or stopped him from getting a victory? Like, shouldn't Bray Wyatt gotten the victory here? I want Bray Wyatt to win. Yeah. Like, I want Bray Wyatt to win a feud. But it looks like this might be the end of the story. I'm really hoping it is, because Finn Balor should move on to Brock Lesnar, and Bray Wyatt should do something that at least gives him relevance and builds up his credibility again. So, yeah, this was their best match together, but ultimately, I had no care whatsoever, because Finn Balor's going to win. It's not like they're going to actually make Bray Wyatt a threat, at least on Raw. At least they made him look like something on SmackDown Live until WrestleMania, then they ruined it. You had a good thing going. And, yeah, I kind of did lose a little bit of respect for Bray Wyatt when it was revealed that he had an affair in real life with JoJo, the announcer. Yeah. I'm not going to get into that. But, yeah. I want Bray Wyatt to start winning feuds. I need him to win feuds. Like, his last feud was against Seth Rollins, and the only reason why he won that is because they cut it short. Seth Rollins even revealed, yeah, originally we were supposed to do this a lot longer. Probably even SummerSlam. Where, most likely, Seth Rollins would have gotten the victory. So, yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. Bray Wyatt needs to do something big in order to get back momentum that he once held, but I don't see that ever happening. So let's get to the match that many people will say stole the show. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins of the Broken Shield. Broken! It shall be delightful! Versus The Bar for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Oh, man. Okay, this match was really good, but the main star of this match was Cesaro, because in the match he lost several of his teeth. I'm not kidding. Look on his Twitter profile, and it will show him losing teeth. Like, he landed on the post, like, not the ring post, but the steel corner. He landed mouth first into it, and he lost teeth and was bleeding profusely. And once again, Vince does not want him a main event star because he's boring. And yet people will commend him, saying, he's awesome, he's badass, push him, guys, let's push him to the stars. But Vince comes in and says, no, he's boring to me. He's a wrestler. I can't stand wrestlers. I have daddy issues because I have nothing better to do with my life instead of making other people's lives miserable because I didn't get to be a wrestler. Yeah, I'm still going on that theory. So, yeah. This should have been Cesaro's breakout moment in terms of something. But ultimately, this was a great tag team match. I don't know if it was better than their SummerSlam match, partly because it had a bigger storyline on that with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins' friendship being put to the test and the audience's reaction and Cesaro destroying a beach ball. Oh, and apparently someone from NoDQ.com found that they had a beach ball. Someone had a beach ball in the audience and they were trying to get something going. You can blame Cena for that because he's been encouraging it. So, yeah, also, Sheamus, it looked like Sheamus and Cesaro were going to get the victory a couple of times, but every time they just went forward and forward with Ambrose somehow surviving. It's almost like they're booking him to be Superman. Yeah. And no one's going to complain about that because, oh, he's not Roman Reigns. Like, he's not as good as Seth Rollins, but he's not at least Roman Reigns. If he was Roman Reigns, then we'd be wanting to crucify him. So, okay, I'm wondering, since Cesaro and Sheamus lose the match, are they done with their war with Ambrose and Rollins? Because really, there's no really other tag teams left. Jeff Hardy's been reported to have a shoulder injury and might require surgery, so he's out. The Club, they're not doing anything. Let's see. The Revival's out because one of the members has a torn bicep. Yeah. Since there is no other tag teams left and the Club is next to non-existent at this point, they have to keep this feud going because they've killed all the tag teams because summer was the era of destroying tag teams. In fact, I just realized something. Big Cass wasn't even on the show because he's injured. But I was like expecting like Big Cass, like I completely forgot that Big Cass was injured because I have no impression on him. I feel sorry for him, but he left no impression on me except the first time it happened. So, yeah, it kind of looks like separating Big Cass and Enzo was pointless in the long run if they don't have a build-up for another match against them, but yeah, there are no tag teams left for Ambrose and Rollins to go forward with. Like, they could probably bring in a couple of tag teams from the independents, but let's be honest, they're not going to keep them, which is why they really need to rebuild the tag team divisions, or at least merge them. It's rumor has it that the Usos wanted a interbrand tag team fight with Ambrose and Rollins, which would have been awesome. But the New Day is currently tag team champions, and at this point, I'm convinced with all the tag teams all destroyed at this point, they have to go ahead and merge them and make the tag team titles one again. Much to everyone's dissatisfaction, I know. But let's be honest and be realistic. This has to happen. Survivor Series is the last chance to do it because there are no other teams left on either brand. American Alpha's disbanded, and now it's Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, and they're just getting off the ground. The Hype Brothers look like they're going to turn heel. The New Day and the Usos, there's like 4 tag teams on SmackDown. There's 2.25 tag teams on Raw because the rest are injured. So, yeah. Now let's get to what should have been a hell of a match, and Emma finally getting revenge, and getting justice in her return to the women's division spotlight. Fatal 5-way match, 9 minutes and 40 seconds. Like, they put so much energy in it, like I thought it was longer. So at least they have the illusion of that. But I really was hoping Emma would win. I had a feeling Emma was not going to win, but I was surprised Bayley got the fall on this. So I hope Emma's going to do something afterwards, but it looks like they're going to treat her with irrelevance again. But Nia Jax, this was her best performance yet because she looked like an absolute monster. Well, at least her time compared to her time in NXT, but that's a different story. But I was like, okay. Bliss was great, Emma was great, and that's pretty much it. Nia Jax was also great, so 3 out of the 5 were memorable, and the other 2 were just there. Like, I did not get any impact out of Banks and Bayley, other than, oh, they kept stopping their pinfall attempts on each other. So, yeah, everyone was hoping at least that Emma would get the victory because... yeah, Emma really deserves something. And now there's rumors that Paige is coming back. Don't know if it's going to be on Raw or SmackDown. But if they're building up Emma saying, I created the women's revolution, the Divas revolution, and whatnot, blah, 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 then is Paige going to come back? Because that's the only way I think that's going to work out. Like, because as much as the women characters on the main roster, at least, are saying, like, oh, you didn't start the women's revolution, or the Divas revolution, and the women's evolution. Oh, you didn't do that, even though history has shown that you and Paige did do that at NXT, but we are forced to be discriminatory towards NXT people because Vince is a stupid idiot and Dunn is a whispering liar. So... yeah, this match could have had stolen the show if they were given more time, and I was seriously hoping Bayley would turn heel, because Bayley, she's not going to get any better. Like this, like they ruined her. The only way she's going to get cheered is in her home state, probably, and little girls. So basically, they might succeed on that, but really, long term, this is not working out right now. They need to turn her heel, or at least do something to reinvent her character. So, yeah, and Emma, I wanted her to win this match. I seriously did. And the fact that they didn't was disappointing. Also, there was a lot of teamwork with the four against Nia Jax, which was a little surprising. You would think after the first attempt they fell apart immediately and then not do it again. So, yeah. Now let's get to a match that, oh god, should have been so much better than it had any right to be. Roman Reigns versus John Cena. Okay, this is the end of Cena's run for now. So, okay, Reigns was acting like a heel. Cena was being cartoony and overselling. So I'm thinking to myself, in fact, a lot of people on Twitter were saying the same thing. Is Cena doing what Shawn Michaels did to Hogan at SummerSlam? Because if that's true, then Cena's a jackass. Because Cena wasn't even taking this match seriously at the beginning. Like, he was just saying, I am the man of the people, I'll see myself out. Because that worked, because, like, that's going to be entertaining for fans during a huge WrestleMania main event feel. So, yeah, there were several things I wanted. Let's see. I wanted to see a crowd reaction be legendarily epic, but I can't now. I wanted to see an epic main event feel that almost rivals Omega and Okada from New Japan Pro Wrestling. I mean, like, not really. But I know it might not get 6 stars because Vince is going to be creatively shackling them. But I wanted something to take on AJ Styles and Cena at Royal Rumble, but now I can't. I wanted to connect, but now I can't. I wanted Undertaker probably to chokeslam Cena for his insulting remarks against him, but I can't. Though, of course, I don't really complain about that. And I wanted, after Cena lost the match and was heading up the ramp, Roman Reigns spears him and cements his heel turn. But now I can't. So, what was the point of this match? It didn't feel like a passing of the torch. The ending might give that vibe, but I didn't get that vibe. In fact, fans were chanting for anything other than Cena and Reigns. They were chanting for CM Punk, you both suck, and whatnot. In fact, Roman Reigns did a memorable moment when he said, "We're not on the mic now, you have to fight." Kind of sums up this entire match. It looked like it was like Reigns was trying, but Cena was just trying so hard just to ruin it. So, yeah, this was ultimately disappointing, and considering Roman Reigns took 4 AAs, 1 spear should not have beaten him. So, like, they should have went for 8 spears just to get the vibe. They did it right with Undertaker and Reigns. How many spears did Reigns deliver to the Undertaker to finish him off? And they keep saying this was Reigns' biggest win today. It didn't feel like his biggest win today. Undertaker was a bigger win to this. So, yeah, this was the most disappointing match ever. Like, the most disappointing match I've ever seen after such a personal vindictive build-up where they go ahead and shoot from the hip. But no, we can't do that. Vince wants to be stupid. Oh, and Cena doesn't care because he's going off to Hollywood. It's right across the street. Oh, by the way, he's going to be in the Bumblebee movie, if I haven't mentioned that, because fuck us, right? He's going to be, well, really fuck him, because he's going to be in the Michael Bay movie, and Michael Bay sucks, and has destroyed the Transformers series to an extent. But have you noticed something weird with this card? Where's Neville and Enzo? Oh, they're the death spot. They got the bad spot in the card. That's the next match. But also, Roman Reigns and Cena's verbal war should have made this match violent and intense. In fact, you want to know what I heard from reports? This is all an elaborate plan by Vince. You want to hear what the plan is? Okay, I'll tell you. Come closer, come closer, come closer. Okay, are you hearing? Admit the problems with Roman Reigns' booking straight up, then deny everything. Genius! Because that clue is going to get him over. See, I can't hate Roman Reigns for this as much as fans think they can. I just am flabbergasted that Vince is this stupid. That Dunn is this stupid. Right now, I bet Triple H is facepalming. Dusty Rhodes is rolling in his grave, wondering what the hell happened with his NXT prospects. Let's see. John Cena is probably laughing his ass off. And Roman Reigns is like wondering, oh my god, can't I just be Darth Vader now? So, yeah, I'm like, at this point, it's practically give up now. And they're still trying to go for, and this match, like I said, it had the build-up of it, but it didn't have the vibe of WrestleMania worthy. And the crowd reaction didn't help either. In fact, I'm surprised no one threw a beach ball in the middle of the match. Probably because they got banned, but also because fans like to be disrespectful a lot when it comes to the in-ring competition. But of course, Cena's going to encourage it because, hey, I'm John Cena, I can do whatever the hell I want. Like, I can even bully somebody backstage and get away with it. So much for respect, right? Now let's get to what was the ultimately worst match of the night. Neville versus Enzo Amore for the Cruiserweight fucking Championship. It sucked. Yeah, Neville just beat the holy hell out of him. And then Enzo got the win after he nailed Neville with a low bro after he brought the Cruiserweight title in. And oh god. Yeah. The only highlights that I got was Neville's antics and Amore hitting a flying DDT. But the Cruiserweight wrestlers in the back and Neville should go and request a release because Enzo's the Cruiserweight champion. Like, okay, I get the story of Neville's overconfidence being the one thing that defeats him, but Enzo is supposed to be the good guy here. He's cheating. And not even Eddie Guerrero cheating, where it's actually entertaining. It's just, like, what? In fact, this whole build-up has been confusing. Neville and Enzo haven't even interacted. Enzo just gets beaten up by every other wrestler besides Neville. So now Amore is the face of the Cruiserweight division in 205 Live. In fact, this whole thing is confusing me. Enzo has heat backstage from what reports are saying, and yet they're going to punish him for weeks and weeks and weeks, but then reward him and make him the face of 205 Live. Like Neville, this was a Neville match and he couldn't make Enzo $1 million. It was unwatchable. Amore has succeeded in his career. He destroyed Neville's momentum. And I thought Tozawa's match was run at the top was pointless. So, yeah, Cruiserweights, just quit. There's nothing else here. And the fact that Austin Aries wasn't given a chance to run with the Cruiserweight title speaks volumes of how WWE views TNA stars for a little bit that aren't AJ Styles. Or Bobby Roode, probably. Though, of course, Bobby Roode hasn't been doing anything for the past couple of weeks. He's just been in dark matches. So, yeah, I get the feeling that WWE just hates anyone that's not Styles. So, yeah. John Cena would be most proud. I'm pretty sure he's the biggest fan right now because Enzo buries a division that I had no involvement in and could not get involved in. The Cruiserweights. Because they are much smaller than me and therefore can go faster, stronger, and have a longevity in carrying classic matches day in and day out instead of me because I'm an egotistical bastard, so I had to go ahead and ruin everything. But I couldn't bury them because I'm too big for them. And Enzo, he's not Eddie Guerrero. He can't be Eddie Guerrero. He doesn't have the charm of Eddie Guerrero. He doesn't have the charisma of Eddie Guerrero. He doesn't have the likability, except when he's a heel, then he's an all sick, psychopathic madman. Especially when he was doing this disturbing storyline with Dominic before they copped out with it and went with the "I'm your pappy." I still found that was stupid. So enough of my ranting. Enough of it. Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar. 10 minutes. I called it. I freaking called it. It was 10 minutes. So, yeah, there was really nothing really memorable about this match because it was everything you expected it would be. Braun Strowman gets an early dominance, then Brock Lesnar wins somehow. Like, three running power slams. 1 at 5, Lesnar wins. And here's the thing, it looked like it was going to go in the classic direction, then they just copped out because Lesnar doesn't like long matches. It hurts him a little bit. So, yeah. And Strowman, I don't know what's going to happen with Strowman. Like, is Strowman going to keep moving forward, or are they just giving up on him altogether? Because Strowman had a big build-up. They ruined it by not giving him the title. I wanted to see Strowman destroy Lesnar, a la Brock Lesnar or losing to Goldberg. I can't believe I have to make that comparison. But he's not a part-timer, therefore he's worthless. It's not like he can do what Brock Lesnar's been doing in more full-time schedule than Brock Lesnar has done in, like, the past 5 years. So, yeah. Anyways. Disappointed. So much confusion. No idea what's going to happen. I'm like... So is Strowman going to keep moving forward? Like, they're really going with Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. I just sincerely hope that within the coming months that they get their changes their mind and do Brock Lesnar versus Strowman versus Reigns. That's the only compromise I can get. And part of me wants to blame Vince for this. But here's the thing. It's been reported that Vince didn't want this to happen. He didn't want Strowman to lose clean because he probably likes him, as that crazy wrestler said, for no reason that has no story, no context or anything, but just tried to do something shocking for no reason. Big sweaty men. I still don't get that stuff. Like, I heard at the time they were incorporating LGBT content, but like, that's not how that works, to me at least. So, yeah. So, yeah. Strowman, I don't know what's going to happen to him. I was hoping he attacked Brock Lesnar after the match, but they're not doing that. And here's the thing. Paul Heyman didn't want the match to end in a DQ, like how Vince wanted it, or at least somebody in creative wanted it, to protect Strowman. I wanted a destructive fight, or at least Strowman dominates the entire match and wins. Also, to add insult to injury, Lesnar might as well just raise the middle finger and said, "See you fuckers, coming back in April, or at least till Royal Rumble." Yeah, because it's been reported that this might be Lesnar's last match of the year. Yeah. Lesnar's not coming back unless WWE pays him $1 million like they did with Undertaker in Hell in a Cell. But looks like we're going to do something for the next couple of months without the Universal Championship, making the Universal Championship worthless even more than it already is. So, No Mercy was starting off so great, and then it just wrecked everything at the last half. So, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. Raw, I'm going to be watching Raw. I'm going to look at it, and hopefully they try to redeem themselves with this. And I sincerely hope Strowman keeps his momentum, but I wouldn't be surprised if they try and make him an Adam Rose clone of that guy we saw from the crowd, from his party goers that we saw with Strowman before. They like to make us forget about that, but we're not that stupid. Oh, and John Cena hugged a kid. Yeah, we had to go with the sappiness, because we gotta make Cena look like a good guy, even though everything points to him being a jackass. So, yeah, those were my thoughts on WWE No Mercy 2017. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate. Stay tuned for more.